Age, 15. Religion, my parents are atheists, and so am I. To give you some long but important backstory, I should probably start with kindergarten, or to be more precise, how I was not in kindergarten. My mom is extremely toxic towards various people, but it's not like she wants to be. She tries to be a good person all the time, but tends to be angry even at the smallest of things. That caused her to have an argument with the female kindergarten principal on the second day I was there. Afterwards, I didn't go anymore, and instead of looking for a better kindergarten, this one was okay. She just didn't care, and keeping me home seemed like a good idea for her. So that was my first disadvantage. I didn't get to socialize with others in the early stages of life. Maybe because of that, and what a weirdo I just feel that I am, I got really scared when it was time for the first day at school. I mean, yes, it's stressful for everybody, but it was like what some of you would like to call an anxiety attack. I was always okay with strange adults, but the idea of being with kids I have never seen before, especially when majority of them were already friends from kindergarten, the whole thing caused me some stress. Thankfully, these were just my concerns, and after all that, I made a good friend with one of the kids, and I did okay. What would come, however, I never imagined would happen. My parents couldn't live together anymore, and we, my brother and I, couldn't live with our dad. It's not like he was beating us or anything like that, but you know, smoking weed and not working all the time can be both financially intense hobbies. In the middle of first grade, there was a long series of moving. Living in horrific housing and changing schools began. I literally changed schools so many times that I can't even remember all of the schools I went to, or how many exactly in total, but I could easily count above 13. Every time coming to a new class of people, experiencing the same anxiety attack as I did on the first day of school. Also, because of being a single mom is a hard job, we always lived in some of the worst places, with some mattresses usually on the floor. Cheap, very out of fashion clothes, and I also didn't get my first cell phone until the 8th grade. All of that piled on top of one another didn't make socializing much easier for me. Also, what I should probably mention is that I skipped the 3rd grade. Honestly, I don't know how to put this so it doesn't seem like bragging, but this will be important later on. I'm a Mensa member with a measured IQ of 143. Along with this and other factors that led my teachers and my mom to the conclusion that I should probably skip a grade, so that I could get more from the educational system, as 3rd grade was too easy for me. That's nice and everything, but being not just a strange broke kid, also one that is even 1 or 2 years younger from everyone else in the rest of the class. I hope you can imagine that. That caused me the first situations of being bullied. Up until the 7th grade, where I changed schools again, but actually ended up in class with a bunch of very nice people. My mom also promised us this. "This is the last time we're moving," she says. The relief was surreal. The people were actually so nice that I was out the whole day enjoying the company of my group and ended up getting my first girlfriend. If anything, those were the best years of my life at the time. It is halfway through the 8th grade, and guess what? My mom ran out of money. She stole from our dad, and it was a lot of money meant for my brother and myself for good grades. And we were moving. Again. I just don't know what to do. My mom, being the jerk she is, she gave me the ultimatum to go or stay in a children's home. That's where the first signs of my issues started to show up. Since there weren't other things for me to do and the world started to fall apart for me, we started living with our dad again at this point. I started to get sucked into video games at that point in my life, and even now. I am not afraid to admit that I'm a video game addict. You could say, man, get a hobby or play some sport, and I will always wanted to. I was actually a very active kid in 1st and 2nd grade, regularly running and having not only some of the best grades, but also one of the best PE results among the other kids. It was even my mom who said first that I could be a sportsman one day. But when she realized that I am also somehow intellectually gifted, she became too ambitious of me and refused for me to go and play any sports, which was another seemingly weird thing about me, as everyone in this country is pretty sports-based. The thing that holds my head above water at all at this point is video games, and I feel less and less energized. I wouldn't admit to myself that something was wrong. I just thought to myself that I was just probably getting hit by puberty and was just sad. But because of being so addicted to games, I started missing school last year. First grade in middle school at this point. Of course, my dad didn't like that at all and told me that he will either fully confiscate my PC or we will make a deal. I will go to school properly, I will be getting better grades, and I can play all day anytime that I wanted to. The choice was obvious. That actually helped me out, oddly enough, because I felt there was something to push me forward like that. I didn't miss a single day at school, and my grades started to get way better for the upcoming month. I even started to play less as I was more interested in other things. But of course, having the assurance that after a long day of school, I leave home by 5 a.m. and come home by 5 p.m. Going home and relaxing with my online mates was a very nice experience. But because of what a freaking stone jerk my dad was, and still is, he forgot about our deal. He took my PC and freaking smashed it to pieces while I was at school. I asked him, what the F, and did we have a deal or not? He told me that he destroyed it because it was making noises, which was the fan, and he should have not cared about it since he shouldn't have been in my room anyway, and that I shouldn't come to him with some deal bullcrap or anything like that. Well, I was shocked. Since once again there was nothing to keep me going, my mood started to get progressively worse. I started to skip school more often and started to notice that sometimes I would just lay in my bed, stare at the wall and think about everything and didn't have any energy to do anything other than constantly think about the problems. That's when I started to get worried about myself. Last week, we were with our mother for the holiday, and since I am a 15-year-old intelligent human being, I saw it as a good opportunity to talk to the only person I can really trust, and that was my mom. So I started to tell her about the things that happened, including the moment when I was preparing for the party we had at school in the 7th grade. I was really confident in myself as I had a really nice looking outfit and was supposed to dance with my girlfriend, which I was really hyped for. When I was getting dressed, I asked my mom if I should do my hair like this or that. She was like, "So that's how you are now?" And literally slapped me. So yeah, that effing ruined my confidence, yet again, and the whole evening for me. That probably irritated her, and she started to be rather annoyed. Yet, I just wanted to talk with clear heads. After that, I told her that I didn't feel very well about the past and maybe getting some mental health problems lately. She was like, depression, come on. And that was the end of the conversation. That proved to me that my family isn't a good place to reach for things like that. But because of the situation, that was my last hope, and I don't know what to do anymore. Whenever I thought that I know what being hopeless is like, now I know it wasn't. This is what it feels like. Even my chest feels hard when I try to think about what to do next. Also, I stopped going to school entirely, and I don't reach out to my friends about what happened since I feel really embarrassed about the whole situation and even kind of guilty. I just don't know what I should have told them. If anyone needs any kind of help, wants to submit their story, or contact me, links are found in the description box below. Be strong, speak up, be heard.